Should you buy Element RC Enduro Sendero a year after its release? Tune in to find out more about it. Welcome to Big Sun Hobbies. Element RC, the trail and crawling truck arm of the Associated Electronics, also known as Team Associated, just celebrated its 1-year birthday. Enduro Sendero was its first release, announced in May 2019 at Proline by the Fire 2019. Today, I'm going to talk about the good, bad, and ugly qualities about the Element RC Enduro Sendero. And most importantly, should you still buy it a year later? The RTR is available at $350. An assembly kit is available for $240. And the recently launched IFS conversion kit goes for $100. My focus will be on the RTR version, which I have here. Let's start with the good qualities of the Element Enduro. Number 1. At $350, the Element RC Enduro Sendero is a good value. The RTR comes with good electronics and components that is ready to be run with the LiPo battery of your choice. Also keep in mind that the price includes 2 overdrive gear options. It comes pre-installed with 5.7% overdrive. Also included are parts to convert to 11.83% overdrive if you choose. This is a big deal as other vendors charges $50 for their overdrive gears. Number 2. Great overall design and components. The highlight of Element Enduro has to be the Stealth X transmission. It's super smooth and quiet. Also, it has excellent steering and turning radius as you can see here. The chassis is light with a bit of too much flex, but it still does provide good articulation and stability. And also it has good grip. Finally, the weight distribution is on target. Without the battery, it's weighted 55% front and 45% rear. This makes it easier to get to the ideal 60% front and 40% rear weight distribution that I'm looking for. Number 3. Great metal shocks. Team Associated is known for making great shocks, and this is no exception for Element Enduro. It has great articulation and is buttery smooth. Mine has not leaked, but there has been a few people that have reported leaks. But a quick rebuild has taken care of it. It has to be one of the best RTR shocks out there. Number 4. Decent electronics for the RTR. The steering servo and the 5-pole motor stands out amongst its peers. It comes with a pre-powerful steering servo at 180 ounces per inch. Also, the 5-pole motor offers better control over the 3-pole motor. The electronics doesn't match up to the qualities of Redcat Gen 8 X Edition, but that comes at a $500 price tag. Number 5. Lots of scale items included. Element Enduro comes with a highly detailed 2-piece body, scale mirrors and wipers. It also has licensed scale-looking general grabber tires and 3-piece Method beadlock wheels. More importantly, many parts are interchangeable with the SCS 10-2, so many aftermarket parts are readily available. Now let's talk about a few of the bad qualities of Element Enduro. Number 1. Front and rear bumpers are totally useless. Both the front and rear hangs out with everything, hindering the approach and the departure angles. Interview with Element RC confirmed that they made a mistake. Since then, new releases from Element RC have corrected this, but we as Enduro owners are stuck with it. My recommendation is just get rid of them and replace them with the low-profile bumpers. I've gone and replaced right away with Vanquish BS410 plastic bumpers for $14, and I haven't looked back. Number 2. Body is very thin and body posts are very flexy. Since the body is so thin, with just a few impacts, it's going to crack, especially around the sliders. I try to minimize it by trimming around it and making the hole bigger in circular shape, and also added some additional 3M tape. But it's not a long-term solution, as you can see here. It's just not going to withstand the beating of a rock crawler. The spare body that can be purchased comes in a much thicker Lexan, so that's the good news, but just wish the RTR version would come with a thicker Lexan. Also, the mirrors are going to break off, so I just took them off before my first trail run. Another thing that annoys me is the body posts, especially in the front. They are very flexy, and I have to constantly adjust them to my body on. They offer hard plastics, but that's an additional cost that I have to account for. Finally, the 2-piece body, although scale-looking, is very flimsy. They squeak and rattle on the rise. A bit of shoe glue does help. Number 3. The stock ESC is very twitchy, especially going backwards. Driving around the neighborhood is not a big deal, as it has decent modulation going forward, but on the trails, it was very difficult to control. I just ended up upgrading the ESC to Hobbywing 1080 ESC for around $40, and I was much happier. Number 4. The chassis is very flexy due to all the soft plastic used all over. The benefit is that it does keep the overall weight of Enduro pretty light, but this makes Enduro behave in an unpredictable manner under duress. I found on very steep climbs, the whole truck becomes very bouncy, jumping all over the place. The solution is to replace with either hard plastics that Element RC offers, or with aluminum parts offered by third-party vendors. Number 5. Steering linkages either comes out of the box loose, or loosens up after a few rides due to soft plastics. It doesn't help that it comes with plastic servo horn, and the soft plastic used for the Panhard mount starts to bend and sway only after a few rides. I recommend that right out of the box that you should check all bolts on the steering linkage and torque them if necessary. Also replace the plastic servo horn to metal like I did here. Most importantly, replace the Panhard mount with metal option, or at least with the hard plastics that Element RC offers. One another bad quality that most folks mention is the stock tires and wheels. Although they are very scale looking, most folks consider them rubbish. Everyone has their tires of choice. I also swapped them out over to my tire choice, Proline Hyrax in Predator compound with metal Bitterlux wheels to add a bit more weight down low. Since then, I have used the stock tires and wheels on my other RC truck, and I have put tons of usage on them, and I'm actually pretty satisfied with them, surprisingly. I did mod the tire by snipping every other side rest to give it more of a super swamper look, and it actually performs pretty well, especially now that the tires have softened up a bit. I did end up going a bit crazy and snipped every other center thrust, thinking that it might improve the traction further, but I haven't found that is the case, and I would prefer just snipping the side thrust. More importantly, it's a free mod, so why not just do it? I really had a hard time coming up with any ugly qualities of Element Enduro. There is no must-fix items that comes to mind, which I guess is a good thing. However, if I have to nitpick, it has to be the one thing that most people complain the most, and that is the soft plastics. It leads to crazy flex in the chassis, steering, and body mounts. In order to fix it, unless you make it do-it-yourself things, it becomes very costly to upgrade. The hard plastic should have been included. I know that Element RC has listened to their customers, and with the upcoming Trail Runner, they have moved to hard plastics, but for current Enduro owners, you will need to account that in your price decision. There you go. I hope that you learned some things with my review of the good, bad, and ugly qualities of Element RC Enduro Sendero. The RTR version is truly ready to run. It's a great vehicle with many strong points, such as a super smooth and quiet transmission and drivetrain, with excellent steering and turning radius. Also a great value with included overdrive options, but it does have its flaws that needs to be accounted for in the overall price. The useless bumpers, soft plastic, crazy flex in the chassis, ultra thin legs and body, woods rubbing on fenders, and jerky ESC going backwards. Still, I'm starting to love the rig more and more as I make small modifications to tune it to my desire, and more importantly, it brings me smiles whenever I take it out. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for future videos. If you have any questions, please leave a comment as I read all the comments or reply back.